Water is not made from hydrogen and oxygen. Guaranteed. We've got proof of it. We've got proof that you can't put it together. We've got proof that once it is water, you cannot get hydrogen and oxygen out of it. Okay? Simple as that. Guaranteed. They are lying to you. Absolutely proof. Right, so we're back to fucking square one. This information is going to get gatekeeped to fuck, okay? The gatekeepers and damage control limitation squad are out in force. They want to come in and change this into a debate. Oh, Des isn't going to talk to us about this debate, and they're going to change it on a what'll do. Someone else to listen to. Let's listen to the argument about how we're not having a debate because he hasn't got tangible proofs, because he hasn't got this and all sorts of nonsense. I'm not entertaining them. You see that fucking Riley and Oakley and all that squad of fuckwits? They're brain dead, okay? They're not intellectually aware. If they were, they would know about this, but they're not, okay? They haven't looked into any of this.
I am not acting with Nathan. Nathan is not acting with me. I am acting on my own, in whatever capacity you deem me to be doing so. Secondly, I am not interested in chemistry. I know nothing about chemistry. Of the three sciences, it was my weakest topic, and I proclaim nothing about it. I am stupid when it comes to chemistry, and that's the way you should consider me. You are a flat earther, a very aggressive one at that. And you're now claiming that water is not made from hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested because if you're right, it's very interesting. However, if you're wrong, you're making flat earthers look stupid. And I don't know what your abilities chemistry-wise is. I know mine are not good, and I would never profess that they are good. But I know people that can, do, and are chemistry. So, what I've done is to try and either shut you down on this point, or promote you, because you're right, is ask people that do. Call it stirring the pot if you will. Call it anything you want, gatekeeping, whatever you want. But, at the end of the day, you are a flat earther, trying to tell the world that water is not hydrogen and oxygen. I don't care whether it is or it isn't, but I'm interested. But you've got to be challenged on your views and beliefs with evidence. That's the bit that I'm interested in, because I don't know, but I'm interested. So you can call me a gatekeeper, or you can call me a shit stirrer. Either way, we're going to find out what the truth is and what the evidence is. And if the evidence is wishy-washy, then we can agree that the evidence is wishy-washy. If the evidence is cutthroat and straightforward, you'll be exposed as the lying piece of shit that you are. You're a flat earther, and you should stick to flat earth, because you're doing silly things and making us look bad. That's my role.
All they're stuck on is parallax, infractions, convergence, and shit like that. Continuously. They've no content. They've run out of content. They keep repeating the same pish that they keep doing.
You know what, I'll give you that. It appears that we may have run out of content. But what we're actually doing is holding their toes to the fire with regards to the one point that everybody realises is not there, the radius. So that may appear that way, I can see your position, but actually we're making them prove the one point that we all know that they can't. So if you interpret that to be running out of content, no worries. We could talk about all the other stuff, but we're focusing on the one thing that they can't prove. But you can have your opinion.
Me, on the other hand, constantly researching, constantly finding out things. Found another thing. This doesn't tie up. Tell the world. Now they want to jump on board and try and leech everything for it, gatekeep it, shut it down, damage control. Fuck them off. They've got nothing to say on this. They are a third party with no interest in it apart from gatekeeping it and damage limitation. So if you want any information about it, come to my channel. I'll tell you the truth. They're just going to brainwash you, feed you on a different path.
No, actually, we're not adding as a gatekeeper, but you are right. I have no interest in it. I have no reason to do this, other than, if you're wrong, you make us look bad. If you're wrong, you make flat earthers claim that they will always use against us. You think water's not made of hydrogen and oxygen. Are you a moron? Well, put it this way. Being called out by somebody within your own circle to see whether the claim that you make is true or not is good, because it tests the challenge, tests the strength of your claim with a reasonable challenge. I can't do it, but there are people out there that can. So what I want to do is weed this one out. This is either a good point, fair point, and which you'll be credited, or it's ridiculous and it needs to be squashed, and it needs to be squashed now. That's my interest, protecting Flat Earth, because what you're claiming is either genius or stupid, and it is one or the other. So we will find out.
Riley is inviting people to sign up to a globehead, a science deceiver, someone that believes the world's a ball, teaches your kids in school the world's a ball, teaches your kids lies about what the substance of water is, tells them all this. He's inviting him on. Let's have a debate with him. Let's talk with him. Subscribe to his channel and shit like that. Why the fuck are you having anything to do with that enemy?
Well, again, I can see your position on this. Why would anybody on in my position engage with like enemies? I get it. But on the other hand, the guy's affable, right? He's quite polite. He's quite friendly. He's approachable. He's master's trained. He's not stupid. Okay, he did it in biology. He didn't do it in physics. But there's a big overlap between biology, physics, and chemistry, and it's the general principles of science, of which he's well aware of, and in Flat Earth we can use, because he's nice, affable, polite. And the reason why I'm encouraging him and promoting him is because I know that he can't prove the difference between gravity over density. I know that he can't explain why gyroscopes don't document the 15 degrees of Earth rotation in an hour that we're supposed to have, and I I also know that he can't demonstrate any scientific proof for curvature. But he's nice. Normally when you get these dickheads, they're rude, arrogant, pretentious, and you can't get answers from them. But this guy is prepared to talk to us because he thinks we're stupid. So whilst he's prepared to talk to us, I'm going to expose the fact that he can't prove his nonsense. And that's the reason why I'm encouraging people to go and interact with him, because until he learns that he can't do it and he turns violent, we can show him whilst he's being polite and friendly, not being able to prove the stuff that he believes to be true. So he's useful to us. He's a tool. We can use this to our advantage. Could anybody send anybody over to you for being anything other than bad, negative? I don't recommend you to anybody. I dissuade people from. I dissuaded this teacher from speaking to you because you are too aggressive. Whether your point's right or not, we'll find out. But you are too aggressive. This guy's polite, affable and friendly, but he doesn't have the evidence. And we will expose that, and he will realise at some point that he has to start lying. But whilst we've got him green, he's useful to us, and we should exploit it, and we are doing, and that's the reason why. I don't expect you to understand it, but he's there, and we can use him. And we will do, and we are doing. So get over it.
Right? These people, you do not engage with them. As simple as that.
But if you don't engage with the enemy, have fair discussions and debates over what the truth of the world is, you get accused of being a circle jerk or an echo chamber. And I'm not an echo chamber nor a circle jerk. If somebody's got evidence that proves that we live on a sphere, I'll jump ship. I'll be on their side and I'll be calling you the idiot. Because you won't listen to people that have a different view or have different evidence. But this guy claims that we live on a sphere. He hasn't produced any evidence yet, and that's why we're engaging with him. That's why I'm engaging with him, because I can expose that he doesn't have the evidence to prove anything, and he has to believe. In R, he trusts. And eventually, he'll realise it. Or he'll turn and become a dickhead. One or the other.
Oh, how are you going to have a debate? Well, you didn't have a debate with a school teacher, because that fucking idiot's a fool, right? He's an arrogant. I've got severe contempt for the guy. Like, before we even started with him, he comes on and he tries to fucking belittle me and stuff. Wrong approach. Wrong approach to deal with me.
Yeah, but who are you to call or question anybody's approach? You're one of the most aggressive people in flat Earth. And I'm sure you've got the best of intentions, but ultimately you are a prick. Why do you speak to people with such scorn and contempt, and even when they're on your side? I don't know whether you're right or wrong. I don't think you are right, but I want it to be decided one way or the other, because this is either genius or it's lunacy. And we'll find out. The evidence is there somewhere, and I'm pretty certain that other people will demonstrate your point evidently. And if it's a hole in your understanding, knowledge, then maybe you'll learn from it. But if you're wrong, it needs stamping on quickly, because you are making us look stupid. And my view on it right now is that you are making us look stupid. I think you're wrong. I don't know you're wrong. If I did believe that you were wrong but could prove it, I'd be right in there and show it and ramming it down your face. But I can't prove it. So I've got to get other people to do it. So I have asked this gentleman to look at what you've said. And I have also asked GeoStreamer to look at what you've said. Because I think that you're making us look stupid. So you can call me a gatekeeper if you want. You can call me an idiot. You can call me whatever insult you want. But we'll find out whether the truth for your claim is one way or the other. And if it's the other, shut up, man.
But then, they're not thinking logically for themselves. They're just stuck on that, oh no, it doesn't work. And for somebody that's supposed to be in flat earth, Riley, to go, I hope he defeats him in a debate. I really hope he beats him. What are you fucking on about, man? I thought you were supposed to be in flat earth. Supposed to be defending facts. Look into the fucking facts before you want to go and bark a science teacher against somebody else. That means you're not caring about the fucking facts. You're caring about gatekeeping. You're caring about damage control. Right? We can see through you.
Now again, I see your position. Why would I get involved in this, right? Nothing to do with me, and I am supposed to be in flat earth. However, I think you're damaging it more than you're causing it good. I think you're too aggressive, and on this point I think you're wrong. I can't prove it, so I've asked people that can, and could, and may do, prove one way or the other. And if you're right, I'll say, do you know what, sheeps? Fair play, mate. You did good. Well done. If you're wrong, well, what are you going to do? Because the onus would then be on you, wouldn't it? You're the one that's making the claim, and I think it's ridiculous. I can't prove it, but there are people that probably can. So I've asked a couple of people to address it, because I think you're causing us damage by making us look stupid. If you're right, man, I'll subscribe to your channel, and I'll join your side. I'll pat you on the back, and I'll buy you a beer. But if you're wrong, you deserve the exposure that you're going to get. You deserve the contempt, the scorn, the ridicule. But let's find out. You're quite aggressive. You obviously believe it. So let's ask someone that can demonstrate it. If water's not got hydrogen or oxygen in it, and they can demonstrate that the hydrogen and oxygen is in water, then where do we go from here? Where do you go from here? I'll still be here. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I'll pat it on the back. Will you still be here if you're wrong?
Procedural warriors, your stupid channel is a waste of fucking space. Repeating the same crap every day. None of it to enlighten anybody. None of it to empower anybody. None of it to open your mind and see things from a different light. No, just you stick to the same thing. It's a horizon, and there's parallax, and there's convergence, and...
It's 8 meters per minute squared, and instant, can't drop it. We know. We've been there, done it. What's the point of going on about that any longer? If you didn't understand that side of it, there's no point talking to people. No point. If they didn't understand that, that's it. End of story. If they want to keep arguing, look, do you see it's fucking flat and level? Aye. So why are you trying to say it's got a curve? Shut up. Get the fuck out of my face.
Aye, but what you don't realise is that there's people that are coming into the discussion from outside that don't realise that the discussion and the debate's over. 2016 we were all arguing over whether the horizon was one thing or the other, and the fact that they're still here and they're still arguing it means that they're influencing people that have not heard the arguments from 2016. You know that. They're new to it, they don't realise the discussion and the debate's over. The reason why it's there is to tell people that there is the point, and it's been long decided that the curve isn't there. It's to influence and to affect the new people. Not people like you, the new people. Do you get it? So if there's anybody out there, ballers or otherwise, so I'm talking to GeoStreamer or Al or anybody else that can prove this claim right or wrong, please get in touch, get this dealt with, and we can either bin this guy off or we can buy him a beer.